Just do normal, so Koi gets nothing.
Okay.
This episode of the Offroad Podcast is sponsored by Warren, Medical Gear Outfitters, and Colby Valve.
Offroad Podcast, episode 390, the wildest off-road races you've never heard of.
Tonight, Aaron is 1/5 away. Jeremy buys some meat. Coy eats some meat. And Ben jumps ship. That was the worst one I think I've ever done.
Welcome to the Off-Road Podcast, a podcast about everything off-road. We cover the news, review products, and interview people in the off-road industry. Your hosts tonight are Aaron, Jeremy, my name is Ben, and also joining us tonight is Coy once again. And welcome to the show.
Okay, first off, I was wondering how high your voice was going to get in that because you kept seeming like you were going up and up and up. Second of all, at least mine changes every week, so I have an excuse for stumbling over it.
I'm dyslexic. I have an excuse to stumble over everything I read.
I was expecting Ben to say whether you like crawling up rock ledges or whatever our old one is from 4 years ago.
Oh, dude, I was reading that the other night, and I was like, no wonder I tripped over it so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to make a joke with the tonight and say Aaron puts a fifth away.
No,
Aaron doesn't drink.
No. So yeah, I'll just start since we're talking about Aaron. Aaron is 1/5 of the way there. So I got that 37-inch tire swapped out to that. I mentioned that I found a guy on, I think it was Facebook Marketplace, and he wanted a 37 for a spare, and he had a 35 for a spare. So we just traded straight across, and now we've both got spare tires. I still don't have tires for my truck, which kind of leads me to the next thing that I did. And what I did, looks like everybody backed out. Interesting.
Yeah. It's just you and me now.
Just you and me. Good thing they played the music already.
And then there were two.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came on tonight, Coy. That way,
Yeah. Whoa, that was weird.
Yeah. Only the organ hosts stayed on.
Apparently the internet doesn't like us.
Yeah.
We're under attack.
So I backed out of our snow camping trip, which is supposed to be this coming weekend, which is like 3 days away. So I'd be leaving in 4 days actually, and I don't have tires. Once I get tires, I would need to get an alignment. The winch still isn't working, and all my winch line is spooled out. So I just have kind of a mess in my hands. So I'm still chugging away at trying to work on things, but yeah, the truck's not ready. Tim says, did you buy a real Titan that came with 4 tires, or just try to drive that? I can't drive the Titan because it's missing half its drivetrain and it's got a blown engine. But as a backup plan, I was planning to run the 31-inch tires that came on the Titan, and they're mismatched. It's 2 of one brand and 2 of another. Yeah, you said drive my wife's truck. It wouldn't do so well in the places we go snow camping. And yes, I should not have sold my LMTV.
Honestly, would it do any worse than your truck did last year?
That's a fair point.
I'm looking to do better than my truck did last year.
But at least you're on the trip and having fun. Ooh, or
the saddest part is a close friend of yours was like, hey, don't get into the truck. I'll just loan you some 35-inch 16s that still have okay tread. You can make the snow trip. Then you have all the time in the world to deal with this. You're like, absolutely not. Free is way too much for me.
Well, technically, you could loan me your 35 since I now have a Toyota Bolt pattern. Just put your truck off on blocks.
Take my new ones off of my truck, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Are they
exactly what he's
16s
saying.
or 17s?
They're 16s. I'm a real off-roader.
Oh, oh. Wow. Yeah, I should have just taken the Avalon. Yeah, Eric says just run one tire. That's tricky. Yeah, that's
Challenging.
tricky.
You just have to have you have to pack your vehicle so well that it's super balanced.
Super balanced. Yeah. Let's see here. Josh says he's going to stick with his reliable Harbor Freight, which after hearing about your issues with your Warn, I think I know what the problem is. I think it's the connection at the battery. I think that the wire is broken right at the connection to the battery. So it's just the positive lead leading to the Warn. That's my next best guess, because as I was replacing the battery, the lead was really floppy and it had a 180-degree bend in it and kinked and looked like it had varicose veins and everything else. So,
Well, that sounds like an easy fix. It sounds like you got tires. I think you're coming on the snow trip now.
Don't you have a four-wheel drive tractor?
It has a locker too, Coy. And no, yeah, it is 4-wheel drive and it has a locker. Yes, it has a rear locker.
Is yours a John Deere?
Yes.
I mean, maybe just for the show, I have a Kubota 4-wheel drive with a locker, and we take them both up, go head to head.
That sounds fantastic. I love that idea.
So yeah, the comments.
It would take about 8 minutes before we built a giant berm that you guys would be stuck in it.
Tim says I could walk or I could use Ben's scooter, and Eric says passenger, and I don't know if he's talking about passenger on the scooter or passenger on the tractor. So
no, I think he's calling you passenger because we called him passenger for so often.
Oh, I see. That could be. Yeah, but just about everybody has someone in their passenger seat already, and you guys are up north and I'm coming from the south. I just can't make it, and I've already told work
Rick doesn't have anybody in his seat.
I've already told work that I'm not going to make that.
I'm glad that you waited till now to do this, because we couldn't move it any earlier because you couldn't make it. We couldn't move it later because Ben couldn't make it. We couldn't move it to the next weekend because then I couldn't make it, but I also couldn't make it this weekend. Yeah. So,
or in 2 weeks from now either. So there's just all kinds of stuff going on.
Yep.
Good math, Tim. Good math. Well, the last thing I've been up to is I don't know. I don't think I talked about it on the podcast. Why would I? But we got a gas stove about a year ago. Super nice, high end one that my wife picked out. I had spending all the money on the truck, so you gotta get something to make her happy. And a real terrible accident happened. We lost our gas stove in a boating accident, so don't have a gas stove anymore.
Oh no!
Sorry, I'm so sorry. That's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Along
with
is
any
it the
gun
same location that you lost your rifles in and your pistol braces?
The pistol braces in the same. I don't know why I had a gas stove and my guns on the same boat, but I don't know. I don't make good choices.
No. I've been going the opposite. I've been using my gas stove to cook up pistol braces. So I'm going full outlaw.
Yeah.
I've baked so many pistol braces in the last month.
Yep. So now we're cooking on an easy bake oven until we figure out what we're going to do. My daughter's easy bake oven is making dinner tonight. So
the good old fashioned electric.
Isn't it just a light bulb?
That's what easy bake ovens are. Yeah. It's taking a really long time to cook our entire chicken. Yeah. So if I come down with food poisoning, you'll know why. Light bulbs are not good for cooking chicken. Jeremy, since I'm not going on the trip, what have you been up to?
Well, I mean, I had to buy all the stuff that you weren't bringing now. For one. No, just, I mean, getting things prepped and ready to go for the trip. I'm excited for it.
I'll have to give you guys coordinates. So I guess maybe should we talk about the fact that we're having to you guys are having to change locations also?
Sure. I mean, we're kind of being fluid with the location because the temperature
Yeah.
at our prime area is not very low, which is not good for snow.
Even
All
with
that
high
wonderful
altitudes?
rain that California's been getting is also sending up our way along with their heat. So all of our wonderful snow is melting.
Josh is going to have a very aged bird.
I don't know why you guys are so worried about there being snow or not, though.
Why is that?
Oh, you
Because
don't
they're
want to go
always
on a
be
rain
here.
trip.
You guys just drove up in parks last year. Me and Rick were the only ones that went snow wheeling. So why does it matter if there's any snow for you or
No,
not?
whoa. Hey, I broke trail and I went riding with you and Rick.
I don't know if south is the right way, Tim.
Oh, he's down in Arizona. That's southeast.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if that's where we'll find the snow.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to go a long ways south, like the Andes. I bet there's snow down there right now.
Probably. Can you drive
Oh.
up there?
Technically, like Colorado south of us.
That's fair.
Latitudinally.
But then I would have to head southeast.
Nobody likes to do that.
Ben, what have you been up to?
Absolutely nothing off-road related. I've been just so slammed with other stuff and then things getting canceled and delayed and very frustrating. So yeah, absolutely nothing. But I've gotten ahead on editing, so that's nice.
So you've already
that's
edited the next 10 shows. How's that work?
No, other people's shows that I edit. Yeah, that's been about it. What about you, Coy?
I haven't been up to a lot. Nothing off-road related, honestly. I did, though, almost win a gun Saturday. So that was
only good
runner up.
It's
Third runner up.
so. If the two old guys in front of me fail their background checks, then it's mine.
Well,
And,
they're old, so there's a good chance that they will pass.
That's what I'm hoping for. And
or
plus-
is it less chance because you've had more time to screw up to lose your ability to buy a firearm?
was at a church event. Now, I know there's all kinds there, but it was actually at Meat Eaters thing Aaron helps with. I was really hoping Aaron would, kick me a win, but apparently he only does that for himself. So,
Oh, man. I let it be known I won nothing at that event.
it's weird because I don't know anybody there but Aaron, and they were talking about how Aaron wins his own events. I didn't
All
put
the
that
time.
in their mouth.
Yeah.
So it's
That
not just the four of us, three of us here that talk about this. Obviously, this is in Aaron's other areas of personal life.
That was the pastor that sat at the table with Coy and I.
Well,
Yeah.
pastors don't lie.
Yeah, that's something interesting there, Aaron. Your pastor's even talking about how you cheated.
He's jealous that I can outshoot him. That's the deal right there.
He just thought it was fishy that he paid for an event at Aaron's house that Aaron won. So he was
Multiple
curious how
years
this
in a
pyramid
row.
scheme worked.
I'm never gonna live that one down. So yeah. You won a couple things though, Coy. Actually, I did win. My number got drawn for
But it wasn't the prize he wanted, so he put it back.
the 4-pack of crescent wrenches, but I didn't need that, and so yeah, I put the number back in my pocket and let somebody else win that.
I originally won a box of 380 ammo, which while Aaron was doing the raffle, he made fun of 380s. I won it. I don't own a 380 because I'm a man. And so I was like, who's got a 380? And some fool raised his hand like, me. Like, ha!
He was excited. That guy was excited. Yep.
I was like,
it costs more than 9mm. I'd be excited too.
It does.
I was like, here you go.
I own a 380.
Wow. I like how 380 owners just admit that they own 380s. Like,
Yeah.
Almost like they're proud of it.
Yeah.
Almost like it was the gun I bought that I like that I shot.
If I had won a high point or a 380, I would just been like, who wants a high point? You know, like same thing with 380 ammo. So I gave it to that guy, and he was like, "What do you want for it?" And I was like, "It's yours. You've embarrassed yourself enough." And and he was like, "Well, you can have my ticket." So then I got his ticket, and I won a Fitbit with that. So I don't know exactly what Aaron's trying to say, but something rude, obviously.
Eric, it wasn't a 380 gun, it was a box of 380 ammo. So I got a couple good digs in right after we gave away that box of 380 ammo. I had a Smith & Wesson branded pistol cleaning kit, and inside of it were 4 of those brass brushes, and I had it open so the whole crowd could see, and I pointed at the very smallest one. I said, "This one's for 380 right here, the small one." I made sure everybody knew I was talking about the small one. And I said, "The next one up, this next one here, I'm pretty sure it's for 22 because it's bigger." Yeah, I had some good digs on it. And then after it was all over, some guy came up to me and was like, I don't totally understand, you're kind of dogging on 380. And I was like, "Yeah, I know, we're just having fun." And he's like, "Yeah, because it's really good round." And Coy said,
I leaned forward. Was like, "I know, I love it. My wife has 2 of them." It took him like a half a second to realize the insult, except for then there was a roar of laughter of everyone within earshot.
everyone else was laughing. Yeah. Yeah. So I had a lot of fun dogging on 380 owners. What was that, Ben?
I said definitely not the guy, right? About
Yeah.
the whole 380.
But yeah, if those 2 other guys, one which I called a restraining order on, and the other one I had a well-placed phone call that I'm concerned citizen with his mental health, asking them to check on him. So hopefully, after that goes through, it'll jump down to the 3rd one.
Yeah. So we raffled off 2 firearms. And what we did this year was we picked the first place, second place, and third place in line for it in case someone couldn't get through a background check. Hopefully they wouldn't be putting their money in if they couldn't pass, but you never know.
Did that happen once?
No, but we wanted to plan against it just in case.
I don't
That's
know.
how Aaron would win another. You'd be like, "Oh, well, I guess default. I guess I win."
No,
you know?
I didn't buy any. I didn't buy any. So
he didn't buy any, but he had a bunch of them in there.
He had the roll. So why would he pay for it when he could just rip off 15 or 20 and throw them in there?
I definitely did. Yeah. I really did want that gun though. It's Bond Arms Derringer in 9mm. So
how do I block this guy?
But
yeah, block
it really is about the best odds. There's maybe, I don't think there was more than 70 tickets in there. I think it was probably closer to 50.
51 tickets.
51. Okay.
Firearms. That means you got a 1 in 25. If you only bought 1 ticket, it was a 1 in 25 chance.
I bought 2 tickets, so I don't know what that works out to, but I should have bought 4.
12 and a half.
I should have bought 4.
You should have bought 25. How much were they?
$10.
They're $10 each, so I could have just bought my own Derringer for that price. But I'm gonna win next year. I have it all figured out. So,
but was it in 380?
I mean, considering you guys are in Oregon, don't you guys have that 10-round limit? I mean, it'd be better just to have like 10 Derringers at that point, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Go old school. Just line my jacket with Derringers and just random caliber. Maybe 9mm this. I got 12 gauge, like, random caliber Derringers. 2 shots.
Shoot one, throw it because it's heavy. Then shoot another, throw it.
What's cool about those Bond Arms also is that you can swap the barrels and shoot. Like if I bought a 9mm version, you could also get the 410/45 long Colt version, and just replace the barrel on it and have a completely different caliber.
There's a video somewhere of a guy, and I think it's hilarious. It's clearly a parody, but he's like, everybody's talking about these high points and they jam a lot. They just don't know how to clear a high point jam. I'm going to show you guys how to tactically clear a high point jam. And so he pulls out a high point and he starts firing and it jams and he drops the mag, but holds the mag into his hand, throws the high point, pulls another one out of a holster, slams a new high point on the same magazine, and does that like 5 times. And it makes me lose my mind every time. Where he's just using the same mag and new guns and throwing the guns.
Yep. I did think of a fun thing that we could try on one of our next camp trips, though. One of the things I donated
when might there
to
be
the
a camp
raffle,
trip?
I don't know. One of the things I donated to the raffle, I had some extra ammo, and it was the 22 shot shells, the little CCI bird shot shell, or snake shot, or whatever. I had some 9mm versions of that, and at 10 feet, I couldn't break a clay pigeon. So I can't imagine what a 22 would do. So I wonder how close we could shoot each other with it without.
No thanks. I don't care.
No,
I
not gonna play
don't
that
care
game.
if it won't break a clay pigeon.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Patriot Patch. Head over to patriotpatch.co and check out their selection of great patches, shirts, cleaning mats, signs, and stickers. You can also join the Patch of the Month Club for $15 and receive a patch, matching sticker, and artist proof each month.
And here's the January patch of the month. Here's it in real life because Aaron and I have ours.
There we go.
Yeah.
Become abominable.
Yep. And don't shoot your friends.
All right.
No, I'll shoot you, Aaron.
I know you will, Coy. You offered.
In fact, if I think I got some of that 22 out, I might just shoot you next time you come over without asking. But I know you're kind of down with it, so if I just jump out and shoot you with it, I think it's okay.
Yep.
Make sure I really do need to know, because I don't want holes in my clothes or in the wrong clothes. So
I'll just make sure you're
I
wearing a
have to
good
go when we're
jacket.
swimming or something.
And then also, don't forget our off-road podcast patches. We've got those along with our Lumen Locker patches, which does indeed glow in the dark. Help yourself get off the trail. Turn on those Lumen Lockers. Shipped $13 for the first one, $10 for any additional, or picked up $10 each from us in person. Just shoot us a message, and we'll shoot you a link to PayPal.
Jeremy, since you're not down with letting us shoot you with snake shot.
Yep.
Such a party pooper. Typical engineer.
I know.
I have another idea that involves snake shot. I want to set up, you've seen the videos of the people that shoot an axe head and then pop a balloon on each side of the axe head.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be around some children or maybe some Europeans or somebody that aren't real familiar with guns. I'm going to set that all up. My 1911, I've got 45 ACP rat shot. I'm going to aim real steady, boom. I'm obviously going to pop both balloons because it's a shot shell. And whoever's there, from children, anybody who I get to believe this, will think I'm freaking legendary. Like they'll go back and tell the world.
Yeah.
What if you let them shoot it? Also, what if you I'll help you, and you put a couple regular loads in there first, so they miss the first couple, but like on the third or fourth shot they get it, and you're like, man, you're good. Like you could totally pump somebody up.
I need to do that to somebody that's about to join the army, so that they leave thinking they're like a freaking operator, and then they get there like, wow, I had it when I was, yeah.
A sniper pistol.
Yeah.
I heard about that Saturday night too. Sniper pistols.
Have tire troubles ever left you deflated? Colby Valve has got you covered. Ever have a valve stem leak? Colby Valve makes reusable and easily replaceable valve stems that don't require you to remove your tire from the wheel. They work with your off-road rig, ATV, side-by-side, commuter vehicle, or even your tractor. Never be left stranded again because of a busted valve stem. They also have a tire repair kit for those punctures that keep you away from doing your favorite thing, wheeling. Make sure to check out colbyvalve.com or ask for them at your local off-road products store.
From carbos.com, a 5-door Suzuki Jimny has been revealed, and I think Andy's even more jealous.
This is awesome news.
It is, because it's absolutely amazing, and it's 13.8 inches longer than the current one. What did they say? It's 36 degree approach angle, 24 breakover, 50 departure. Those are some really nice, and it's 8.3 inches tall for ground clearance.
Ground clearance, yeah. 8.3 inches tall. That sounds about right for a Jimny. Ben,
Yeah.
this would be the only Jimny model that you could own, because what you do is you take the front seats out and you'd sit in the back seat so you could drive it.
Yeah, probably. That's probably the only way I'd be able to drive it. It's kind of like a Volkswagen Bug, because you were there at the what was it? Not the car show when I sat in the one, and I couldn't fit in
a Beetle,
in an old school Beetle. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I'm too tall for an old school Beetle. Back seat all the way back. I mean, I could probably lean the seat back and then sit on the head
Slide
part.
up. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Are the tops removable on these Jimmys?
Not that I know of.
No, they're not.
That's
think
probably
it's
going
just
to be
a
a problem there. I
color.
think we're going to have to sawzall a hole in the top, or get a
Put a
ball
little
peen hammer in there.
A piece of
Put a
Tupperware, just cut a hole and put some Tupperware silicone on it.
Put our own gurney bump in it. Gurney bubble.
I'm sure it'll be okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to have to worry about that, because we aren't getting it here in the States, because nobody loves us.
What
Well,
happened?
it's gonna be
We'll get them. Just don't ask many questions.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, theoretically, you could get dual citizenship with Mexico, have your primary residence be Mexico, and then own it there and just drive it back here, and you've got one here.
I would just take the badging off and put like Mercedes G-Wagon on or something.
That would be hilarious. It's a G-Wagon Mini.
I
Nobody
would
ever know.
If you lived in like Utah or someplace where side by sides are legal on the street, I'd just be like, it's a side by side. Like, can they really say it's not?
I wonder if you could actually get it through as a side by side, with this, with the
just call it a UTV. It's an off-road vehicle. It's just a UTV.
yeah.
That's a great idea.
All right. We need someone to test this. If
We
you
just start importing anything you want, as long as it's
yeah, I did own a High Point.
Sorry, no, they're a fine gun for what they are.
Hey, it shot just fine for me. So, but it was heavy.
Let's move on to the Desert Beaver.
Oh yeah, and from Motor Trend, it's called the Desert Beaver, and it's absolutely
Unique.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. This is what the standard model is. Somehow the
So
other picture.
it's built by a company called Centro, CENNTRO, and that other model, the original model, is called the T-Mac. I don't know where they come up with these names. It sounds like some of that those Chinese company names that you see on Amazon, like for electronics and stuff like that.
Reminds me of
honestly
an old radio-controlled monster truck called the T-Max. They were the bomb back in the day. Yeah.
I thought the front end looked like an XJ, honestly. It's got the grill, the square headlights, the fender flares.
Yeah, it looks like
really boxy.
Someone loved the XJs and Apocalypse movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, that windshield guard just screams apocalypse movies to me.
Yeah, it does.
It looks to me like somebody with a golf cart was a super huge fan of Camel Trophy. Like that's the color, the pierced metal plate, like the tires even.
Oh yeah, it's got like that pre-runner vibe and sand tracks in case you get stuck, or sand ladders in case you get stuck.
I don't know why you can't just pick it up and scoot it sideways.
I would just flip it over a few times and it'd be all set, right?
Yeah. When I first shared this in our private group, our buddy Aaron Kravik, who just recently moved to the desert, chimed in that he would love to have this thing. And I could really see this, like if you lived somewhere remote and you have like some farm, or what about like a gold mining site, or I don't know, whatever.
But-
This just looks like something that somebody would have in that situation.
But does he know that it only goes 35?
Yeah, so that's kind of the bummer here. So there's two versions of it. There's the road legal version, which actually only tops out at 25, and only has a max payload of 700 to 800 pounds. And that's apparently to fit into some sort of government requirements for LSV type vehicles, which is a low speed vehicle. But if you get the off-road version, it'll do 34 miles an hour, and it has a payload of over 2,400 pounds. So it has three times the payload.
Replace it with a bunch of batteries and you'll be set.
Well, it has a range of 65 to 70 miles, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it isn't. But for what you would be doing with these things, I think you're just running around property and stuff like that anyways. I don't think you're going on treks with it.
You're not getting any beavers with it. That's for sure.
It's already got the beaver. It's on the headrest. It's on the side. It's on the back.
That's as close as you're going to get to it.
There's one thing that I
You could pick up chicks with this thing totally. I bet you could.
there is one thing that I really do like about this though, is it's really interesting how they mounted that motor for the rear axle. I guess it's rear wheel drive only, right?
This
Yep.
one is, yeah. I like that a lot. So for the listeners listening, it looks like a Toyota type rear end. It's not, but it looks like a Toyota rear end housing. And basically you remove the diff cover and you bolt up a electric motor 90 degrees, so parallel to the axle, and it would spin the gears inside the axle housing. Super clever. You might be concerned about breaking the bolts holding that thing on, except for the fact that this thing has 10 horsepower. So not very torquey with 10 horsepower.
I bet it's pretty torquey.
Yeah, instant.
I mean, for 10 horsepower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess 10 horsepower maybe, but
I bet there's a way putting in, because it's what, a 15 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery. I bet you could put a bigger battery in a new controller and get that thing to go a lot faster.
I feel like we could swap like a side-by-side motor into this, like a Turbo 1000, and then actually have a good time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be
Or,
so fun.
I don't know.
It'd be
know
so
that-
fun. We'd call it the High Desert Beaver then.
You know that thing that people do with their power wheels where they're like 12 volts, but they put like 18 volt or 24 volt motors on them?
Yeah.
What if
Oh,
you
yeah.
just doubled the batteries and changed it around a little bit so you're doubling the voltage? I bet it'd do good then.
It probably, yeah. But the
We
only
get-
problem is it's rear wheel
we
drive.
get
Still
Like
need-
10 of those. Have you seen those Engo like blowers and weed eaters? They're like 60 volt batteries. We get like 150 of those.
Just a bunch of 60 volt batteries in the bed.
Yeah. Just start
You just
clipping them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, So I was really excited about this rig and stuff until I read some stats on it and the fact that it doesn't go very fast and it it's only rear wheel drive. Although with as light as it probably is, I never found a weight on it. With as light as it probably is,
2,200 pounds.
yeah, I don't know then. I mean, that's still really light. Rear wheel
Well,
drive
yeah,
is
that's because they
probably
have
mostly
like
fine.
one battery in there.
Yeah.
That's what my MR2 weighs.
Yeah. Which is rear wheel
Also,
drive.
I was definitely out once I saw the price.
Yeah, that was where I was going next. So it like starts at 20K, and to build it to look like the one in this picture is going to be about 30K. So
Well, you're never going to
30K
use
is a
those
lot of
letters.
scratch.
I was kind of like interested when you guys said it had 18 inches of ground clearance. I was like, ooh.
Well, that was
But that's definitely not right because those are straight axles, so it would need a minimum of 36-inch tires. But honestly,
See,
closer to 40s. And
you'd have to
those
have
look like 26-inch tires.
Yeah. So the article said it had 18 inches of clearance. It didn't specify where that clearance is at.
Oh, between my
highest-
stomach and the steering wheel?
The highest point of clearance is 18 inches. The rest of it's like 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they give you that number. That's not what any number did. Travis in the comments says Mahindra did it better, and we actually talked about that before the show started. The Mahindra Roxor, and the Mahindra Roxor starts at $20,000 and is definitely more powerful, more capable,
And you can
faster.
go a lot more places.
Yeah, you could have a lot of fun with those. Some people are registering them as cars and driving them on the street. It's classified as a UTV, and I thought I heard that you could bolt CJ parts onto the Roxor, so you can get tuners like chips and whatever for the Roxors and bump up the horsepower and torque on them as well on the Roxors. So yeah, I think my money's on the Roxor.
I would own a Roxor, but
Yeah.
I'd also own a lot of stuff I can't afford. So
Yeah, tell me about it.
yeah,
Like high points.
oh yeah, I'd own another High Point again.
Two,
That's so peasant
one
of
for
you.
each side. One for each side.
Yep, just in case one, and I'll have them on paracord just in case one jams
Paracord.
and the other one jams. Then I'll swing them around like
Gun chucks.
gun chucks. Yeah.
Chucks.
And then maybe I'll get lucky and they'll be like a SIG 320 and they'll hit and then they'll shoot at the same time. Bam! Slam fire. So,
That's the new version of Slam Fire.
yeah.
You tie a string to a high point and start slamming it against the ground.
Yep.
A high point mace.
Yep. There we go.
Do high points have a rep of drop firing when dropped?
Not
I
that
don't
much.
know, but I'm going to say yes because they have all the bad reps.
They don't. I think that people just clown on them because they
They're cheap
look
guns,
really
that's why.
they look really doofy and they're cheap. So
They look like the gun my 7-year-old draws.
it's very true, but also as I understand it, they're very reliable and people have put like maximum powder charges and they don't blow up. So because I believe they're direct blowback style pistol.
Well, how many do you own, Aaron?
I don't
Seem to
I
know a
don't.
lot about him.
Oh, you see, it sounds like you think they're really awesome and know a lot about them. I thought you'd have a couple.
No,
right.
I just
Time
got
for
I got
things.
to stick up for them a little bit because people trash them more than I think they deserve. That's all.
Go prepared with Warren Industries. They produced the first recreational winch in 1959 and lead the industry with their dedication to quality and reliability. When you dig yourself in deep, make sure you have the right tools to get yourself out. Get Warren equipped and go where others can't. Now, let's get ready for adventure and head into our main topic.
Boy, he cut you off.
Yeah, I did.
It's not the first time and it's not going to be the last time.
Yep. All right. So tonight we are talking. We're going to use an article from Jalopnik. We saw this article, loved it. and figured this would be a great one to share. But it's so awesome that it's going to take up a whole show, right?
Yeah, I think so. We we actually had this as a news story, and then we started looking at it like, it's going to take a while to go through these and talk about them. So,
In sufficient terms, yeah.
yeah.
So I'll go ahead and start it off because this first one here, and I've got, if you're watching, I've got pictures for each of them, is the California 300. Takes place right after the Mint 400. It's run by a lot of the same people, all the same machines, like your Ultra 4 trucks and all that, and Baja 1000 trucks. It's got 3 high-speed laps over desert that with a track that's 70 miles long, UTVs and unlimited trucks.
Hold up. It's 3 laps of 70 miles.
It says three laps over the desert, and it's 70 miles long. Sorry.
So no, that's what you
So
said.
it's only 210 miles.
That's my math says 210 miles.
Well, is the Mint 400 miles long exactly?
It's probably
I was-
closer than
I think it'd be a lot closer than than 210 versus 300, but I don't know. Someone's gonna have to fact check
I'm
that.
Googling it.
while we're-
the
So
overall mileage is now 428 miles on the Mint 400.
Well, it's California, so I don't know. Maybe they're reducing the impact of the environment by having less miles.
And I know the 400 has a 5 horsepower Coleman mini bike class in it.
Yes, they do.
Aaron, didn't you have a mini bike race at your house?
Yeah, we would do it on Father's Day.
Didn't you win last time?
I've never won. In fact, I believe I came in last place every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is something you and me should do, is go do the mini bikes.
I would need a
anyways,
better mini bike.
Okay, hold on. They're completely wrong on this article.
are they?
No.
It's a 4-lap race around a 75-mile race course.
Oh,
Jalopnik is wrong? No.
so 75, you said?
Yes,
All right. The show notes will
That
be
adds up.
does indeed.
The math
wait.
adds up.
No, it
and
doesn't.
this
Oh wait,
is-
I'm sorry. I was reading the Mint 400 in the show notes.
Oh my goodness. So, and this is the second year of it this year. So, and it happens right after the Mint 400, which is, when is the Mint 400?
October.
October? Yeah.
Don't they have several races like these that people who do mint type races? I feel like there's like the best of the desert. I guess maybe
Yeah,
that's
there's a
King
bunch of
Hammer.
these. There's like the NORAD 250 or something. And
There's the Baja 1000, which these trucks fall under too.
Yeah, maybe this is so.
This
I don't
one's
know
on the
if we
article
mentioned it or not.
because it's a new one.
Yeah, so I was going to say that the article's titled "These are the wildest off," and I feel like wildest is a misnomer here. These are the wildest off-road races you've never heard of. Maybe it's wild to Jalopnik riders. Maybe they aren't used to this kind of stuff. Some of
Well,
them
I
are
mean-
pretty wild, but
There's a huge flaw. There's not even King of the Hammers in here.
No, these are races that you've never heard of, though.
you've never
yeah,
heard
yeah,
of them.
you're
Yeah,
right.
And I think that's
they're
where
not
it's
the
unique
wildest
because-
off-road races.
Yeah.
because California 300, it's the second year of it. I
Yeah, so
didn't hear about it last
heard
year. I'm not into hardcore into watching the Baja 1000 on all that, so I wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Well,
So the next one is the South African Cross Country Series, and it is that the right picture?
Yeah.
The article has a picture of, or did you just grab? You
South,
found some?
South
Yeah, it
African
is.
cross country series, Sachs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one. So we got a picture of a Toyota, probably Hilux.
Hilux.
Yeah. And it's got some exo cage going on, and this thing has got some serious damage to it. It almost looks like it's set up like a rally car, but as a pickup truck. So,
What's that exo cage gonna do for you? Like nothing.
It looks like it's to guard.
those
the
are limb risers, Jeremy.
God, those
yeah,
are
those
the
are
beefiest limb risers I've ever seen.
Well, if you're
Well, when
slapping
you're going-
limbs at 95 miles an hour, you need them a little beefier than
Yeah.
others.
Yeah.
I guess.
So
What
this
does
isn't
that
a
hang
single.
off the side of it.
I think that's. You know how the trim on Ben's side door falls off like most Toyotas? I believe that's what's happening in this
Like all
picture.
Toyotas.
I've never had any trim fall off. Just throwing that out there.
You guys make it. You other Toyota owners make it difficult for me to make fun of Toyotas that Ben owns. So.
Well, you can
It
always
makes it easy for you to make fun of Toyotas that he owns, though. So it makes it hard for us too.
So this isn't a single race; it's a series, which makes me think more that it's like rally. It's and it actually says some part of it is part of the South African Rally Raid Championship, and the most popular trucks are mid-size trucks, and they use almost all Toyota Hiluxes. So
And some Rangers.
yep, Ford Rangers. Another picture shows a Ranger with some crazy fender flares going on with it. And it's all stretched out because it's flying through the air. Pretty cool picture.
I ain't no stranger.
what?
You don't know that song, the Ford Ranger song? Oh,
No.
we'll play it later. It's not
Yeah.
safe for the podcast, but that's the one part of it that I can sing. Sorry, it's really catchy. It'll be stuck in your head for days.
All right, which one of you Yahoos wants to take the next one? The next one's a fun one.
I'll take it. So it's the Hardy, spelled with an I, Australian 24-hour trial. So it's all on dual sport bike. That's not a dual sport bike.
Yes, it is.
Oh, with the sidecar. Yeah. only about half finish. I thought it was a trike for a sec. Only about half of the bikes finish. It's been active since 1924, and it happens in the middle of winter, which is also like summer.
Yeah.
Is it our winter or their winter?
It happens in the middle of their winter.
Oh, I see. Their winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it can get down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit and freezing rain.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
does
gets
0
down to
degrees-
almost 32 degrees in the wintertime. Must
What?
be brutal.
No, 0 degrees
0
Fahrenheit.
degrees Fahrenheit.
Why are they
Not
using
30.
Fahrenheit in Australia?
They're
No.
they're not. They're the article.
Loftus-
It's a Loftus
Americans
article.
who don't know the difference between Fahrenheit and Celsius.
I think
Yeah.
that they said Fahrenheit, and it gets down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit in Australia.
What we're
It's in
we're
southern
quoting the article.
Australia. You know where it's almost touching Antarctica, kind of. Not really.
Says freezing rain. I don't know.
There
We're
is
gonna be doing a
snow.
lot of fact checking.
There is snow in Australia. I just want you to know that, Coy.
On top of the highest mountains they have. If you talk to any wheelers there, they're like, yeah, I don't know what snow wheeling is.
Yeah.
Well, it
It does
looks
that for a
pretty
point.
wild, and the Australians come with some wild stuff. They know how to have a good time down there. I think because they don't have anything else to do. They're just kind of stuck on their continent with nothing else.
I mean, their continent's not. It's not like a tiny island.
No, it's not. It's like as big as the U.S.
Yeah.
Just saying. They're stuck on it. They can't go anywhere. They can't go to the middle. There's nothing in the middle, so they got to stay where they're at all the way around the corners. This is what happens when you go to the middle of Australia.
Okay.
Do things like
I'm
this.
with Coy. They did it wrong. It was supposed to be 0 degrees C because the coldest day on record in the coldest place in Australia was 6.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
I'm
Man.
looking right now. What's the
I was
coldest
just
temperature in
Googling that.
Australia in 22, and it's South Wales Alps dropped down to -7 degrees Celsius.
Which I
Which
think
is-
is above
Which
0
is above
degrees.
0
Yeah.
degrees.
Well
But
above zero.
freezing rain at 32 degrees, 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
You get freezing rain when it's 40 degrees out. It just has
Yeah.
to be freezing at 15,000 feet. Anyways, just pointing out Jalopnik
Well,
for course.
yeah, man. One more thing about this. It's in the name, but we didn't talk about it in the when we're talking about it. Is it's a 24-hour race, so it's 24 hours long,
Yep. You gotta last.
according to Jalopnik.
Yeah, maybe it's only 12 hours long.
We're gonna get a cease and desist, aren't we?
No.
You want to Coy? This next one's right up your alley. You want to take this next one?
This is up my alley.
Absolutely.
Super ugh. This is the Rally Jamal. I hope it's Jamal.
Meal.
Jamil. It's in the Arabian Desert. It's in. They have it during Arabian Nights and Arabian Days, as it turns out. It's a women-only navigational rally in Saudi Arabia. Ironically, where women aren't allowed to get licenses, so I guess that's why it's off-road.
Aren't they able to now? Or am I thinking of something else?
It's Jalopnik, man. I'm just doing what they say. You Google it. I don't know. It technically isn't a race. It's a time speed distance, but it sounds like it's very similar to the
Rebel
Rebel Rally.
and what the
Here.
Gazelle too? Isn't that the other?
Yeah,
one?
the Rally des Gazelles, which is in northern Africa. What's that? Morocco, I believe. I think it's in Morocco.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Morocco.
So I think this one kicked off after. I think the Rally des Gazelles started the women's TSD rally kind of a thing, and these other ones have followed along after.
Got to go worldwide with it, right?
How many women do you think are from there that run this race?
That's yeah.
How do you
That's
think
a
they
good
feel
point.
when a bunch of European and American women show up and do this race and they're not even allowed to get licenses?
Yeah.
I think they can now.
They're just
Are you
wishing they could-
Googling?
the desert wearing a hoodie, and they're just like, man, I wish I could take this hood off and drive my car with some air conditioning.
I don't know. The only thing I can find is articles that are like little hope for Saudi women since driving ban was lifted. So I don't know if that means that they're not still.
Well,
able
if
to.
your husband punches you for asking about getting a driver's license, then it's as if it's not legal, you know?
Andy's got a link here, but I can't click it through the show. Someone will have to go to Facebook and click it. I can't highlight it or copy it.
All right. Well, I'll get started on this next one while you're copying that one. 41 Saudi women in addition to
There it is.
women from 15 other countries.
That's good. I wonder if things like this though will maybe help promote women driving in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Just me not having to drive to the grocery store, I'd just be like, look, don't tell my friends, but get a license so that I don't have to drive you.
Goodness.
All right. So the trophy.
Good luck, Ben, pronouncing these ones.
I know. The trophy.
This one's French.
Andros, or the trophy, Andros Trophy, is a French racing series, ice racing series. Ice.
Really, I never would have guessed that Trophée Andros was Andros Trophy.
I know, right? I'm glad that they
Clarified.
Made that clear for me.
They translated it.
Yes.
Yep. So it's French. If you didn't guess that, it started in the 1990s, and it's rally cars on rice. And
On what?
On ice.
You said rally cars on
Disney
rice.
on ice, but rally cars.
Rally cars on
This
ice. I
show-
think I saw that at Disneyland.
Yeah, this show's going downhill.
Yes, it is.
I will say that this picture we have on the screen, these look like anime cars. They've got the little squinty eyes and a slot mouth. They look very Japanese anime front ends on them.
They look very citron-y to me.
That's a French car, right?
Yeah.
It's a car that we don't have here.
Yep. And in 2019, it became the E Trophy Andros. So electric cars.
I wonder how long a fully electric. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
These are tiny little cars too.
Yeah, little coupes.
They're running some serious pizza cutters.
Yeah, with some nice spikes in them looking too.
Those look like Space Saver spare tires. They're so skinny.
Well, soon Aaron won't have pizza cutters anymore.
I don't have pizza cutters right now.
No, that's fair.
Andy says
All
they look
right.
like slot cars.
Our next one is the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, and it is a rally raid that's part of the FIA and FIM World Rally Raid Championship. It happens after the Dakar, and it looks like it uses Dakar type cars. Oh, look at that! It says it right here. Lots of the same racers from the Dakar Rally. It's a really forethoughty of me. Yeah. Let's see here. It's run in the empty quarter in the Arabian desert. So I think it's lots of sand racing.
Sounds fun. I mean, considering it's in the desert, I'd assume lots of sand racing.
Well, but the Dakar is did you guys see those pictures of the trucks stuck in the mud? Yeah.
And the videos, yeah.
Did you see the video of that one trying to climb a dune and then going sideways down it for like, I don't know, half a mile before he got to his body?
Yes. I did see that one.
That
Yeah, I
bro
think-
refused to let up. I feel like he could have just circled back and got another run at it and been faster.
Yeah.
Plus, it's really fun to say Abu Dhabi.
A lot of
It's a
fun.
really good word.
Yeah.
Well, the next one here on the list, I definitely haven't ever heard of this one.
Oh,
but
really?
It's
Me
the
neither.
Alcan 5000.
No,
What?
we really haven't heard of this one.
Never.
No, never heard of this one. I do not know any people that have run in the Alcan 5000 in the summer or the winter.
No
That
matter
sounds
what.
like something that like marketing execs and journalists would run.
Yeah.
Whoever's driving that rig looks like a thug.
They're also sitting on the wrong side of the car.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Maybe the
No,
picture's inverted. I don't know what's
Oh,
going
yeah,
on
that's
here.
probably what it is.
looks like he may like Jimneys and probably would love a 5-door Jimny, but he can't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy, that is a really nice truck, isn't it? Only if we knew that guy. And we've had
Yeah.
them on to talk about, the Alcan 5000. Summer or
All
winter.
of our listeners know about the Alcon 5000. So
Yeah. And the
once
IQ
again,
Jump 5000.
Schlopnick's brawn.
The GP ice race is next on our list. Zell AMC Australia. I have no idea what that means.
No,
no.
Austria.
So
Oh,
that's
sorry,
that's where
Austria,
it's
you're right.
located. It's
Wow, that looks like a time attack car going at it in the snow. It's been going
does.
for almost 50 years. It's set on a frozen lake in the Austrian Alps. Close ties to the Porsche family. So Nazis. And lots of famous racers have raced in it.
We're gonna get banned on YouTube for that one. That picture, Ben, that you got is pretty rad.
I know. I was trying to find cool ones for all of them, and I think I succeeded for the most part.
So it actually says on the side of the car DTM, which is like the touring car, and I mean it's called GP ice racing. That looks like a legit touring car from some of those European races.
I'm guessing it is, and they just threw studs on it and went for it. Like it kind of, it would already be kind of set that way. It's an all-wheel drive Audi. Like, why not?
Yeah,
It looks like fun. I'd do it.
I think Coy, we need to in a year or two. We need to go to Austria and on vacation and plan a trip around this.
I'm going to Mexico and doing some of their races.
Austrians do not look like when you refer to them as Nazis, though. Coy, just FYI.
Yeah, I don't think they like that.
Fine.
Ben, you got another good French one here to
All right.
do.
All right. We'll see if I can get this. The Coupe de France Camion Camion Cross, or the Truck Cross French Cup. You're talking here with some it's not a single race, it's series, it's short course races, but it's all cab over trucks that love the drift in the corners. So
And by cab over truck, Ben means like semi trucks.
yeah, like semi trucks, not yeah. It the your old what's it called?
Like a Mitsubishi
LMTV.
Fuso.
Your LMTV could have done this.
Oh, well,
Except
yeah,
it's not
but
French.
not very well. Not
Yeah.
very well.
No, not very well.
Definitely need some gears.
You definitely need a lot of gears there. But yeah, at least the off-road version of it might make it. This is more
What's cool about this is that it's semi trucks, but they're in like the dirt. It's like hard packed dirt. I know that there are some semi truck races in the U.S., but they're all on paved roads. So this is unique in that sense.
And these are like light. They're like the European version of a semi truck. They're not like 18-wheel long nose Pete's. They're those Mercedes and like Isuzu cab overs.
I want to say they're bigger than that.
No, these ones here, the ones we have here are like legit semis, but in the picture, these are not full size semis.
I think they are. I just think that they've bobbed them so they've only got a single rear axle instead of two rear axles. Look at that number 22 in the back. That's a big old truck. I don't know. You got the CDL. I don't.
Yeah, I could be wrong. They don't look like they're pulling 108, but whatever.
either way, they're pulling around the track and it looks fun.
They look fun.
Yeah.
I would drive it.
Absolutely. Sign me up for that one. The next one is the Nitro Rallycross.
You might have heard of it. It's a possibility.
You may have heard of it. So it started in 2018. Lots of famous racers: Tanner Faust, Travis Pastrana, and the late Ken Block. Is that Ken Block's rig right there in the picture? I think it is.
It is. It is.
Yeah. It's a bracket tournament with heat laps. Full contact is common. There's a brand new EV class, and they've got some real high bank turns and jumps.
Who says racing is not a contact sport?
Anybody who pays for their car.
That's true.
Anybody who's not sponsored will say that.
That's fair. So the next one on the list here is the Breslau Rally.
Good job.
It's the oldest amateur off-road rally in Europe. And there's Unimog.
Look at that Unimog going after it.
Oh, yeah. And apparently Magpul made a movie about it.
If you haven't watched that movie, you should look it up.
Really? You haven't watched that movie, Jeremy?
Nope, I have not.
Oh my goodness.
I don't
This
remember
picture
why.
makes my back teeth like hurt. I can feel this in my mouth. I like taste tinfoil, but I still want to do it. But like, yeah.
Have you ever sat in a Unimog?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. That's why it makes your teeth hurt too.
Yeah. It looks awesome. I want to take that Unimog and take it everywhere. I think it's awesome looking, but I'm sure they have great suspension on them, but man, it must be rough.
Yeah, maybe the tires are aired down to take some of that punishment too.
Yeah.
So,
but there's a movie on, at least it was at one point on Amazon Prime. It was made by Magpul. It's a really good movie about this rally, and like they talk about some of the places they go through. There are some spots where they're going through old like minefield areas. So like only if you leave the track you could potentially hit a mine, or it's where mustard gas was, and
I
so it's
feel
all
like they
wild land.
tell you that, but that's probably not true.
As I say, is this the Breslau rally, or are you talking about Cruise and Exotica World?
The Nintendo 64. So the
Deep
movie
hole, I know.
the movie is called This Is Breslau, and it was made in 2016, and it's just over an hour long. So
I find that wildly irresponsible if there's minefields on the edges of your course. Like you have to put like water barriers and tires on concrete walls, but you can just have a minefield on another part.
Maybe
Like, why have hay bales? Like, why do you do any safety if you can have mines on the side of a course?
now, it's just maybe it's unexploded ordnance. It's outside of where the road is.
Then just make it full Mario Kart and Unimogs, and people can like fire weapons and drop oil slicks. Like, if there's mines, like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Go watch the movie and tell me.
This next race, the Africa Eco Race, was started in 2009 after Dakar moved to South America. The rally raid event set throughout North and West Africa that features motorcycles.
Yeah, and the reason they call it eco is because apparently motorcycles have less impact on the earth than anything else.
okay.
Yeah.
You got to be pretty ballsy. The reason why they moved the Dakar was because of pirates or whatever, sand pirates,
Warlords and stuff.
Yeah. So
apparently you can dodge the pirates better in a motorcycle than you can in a
dodge the landmines and the pirates with motorcycles.
Well, you have less contact patch, so
It's true.
Yep.
better
You have
chance.
half as many tires, so yeah.
All right. Well, this last one is called the Extreme E. It's really new. It started in 2021. Well, I guess it's not as new as like the California 300, but there's no spectators. It's stream based to reduce impact. Their whole mission is low carbon emissions stuff. Each Extreme E team is also limited to 8 people, which consists of 2 drivers, 1 male, 1 female, 1 engineer, and 5 mechanics. And they race all over the world. I want to say I saw Iceland on the list, but there was Mexico, the US, the UK, Australia. I signed up for their website and I was looking, just trying to dig up more stuff on it. But it started in 2021. There's races coming up starting in March of this year. So it might be worth watching online.
This
not
one
gonna
looks
hear
like
any
it was
motor
down in
noises.
Mexico,
Yeah.
down in Baja or something.
Yeah, it looks fun. I mean, you're just not going to have any engine noises, but
It's a bummer that there's no spectators. You got to stream it all, which is kind of odd. Part of the fun of some of these things are to stand on the sidelines and
So if you were at the race and you're used to, car racing and motorcycle racing, how odd would it be to be there with no spectator noise and no engine noise?
There's still a ton of tire noise, though. Like,
Yeah,
I
know,
that part
but
wouldn't be as
I'm not saying it would be quiet.
well. I mean, it's perfect if there's no spectators. Like, that's the best. I can just sit there with my own chili cheese fries, a gallon of beer, and scream. Like, who cares?
yeah. There was one more race in this article. If anybody does go to Jalopnik to
The Las Carrera Panamericana.
Yes, the Las Carrera Panamericana.
That's the the best one.
So it is considered an off-road event, but it's not off-roading. So
I think it's considered an on-road event.
Yeah, but
yeah,
the roads in Mexico were so poor that then it's also considered off-road.
Yeah. It says many of the roads connecting these small villages and cities that they race in are not ideal race courses, but that's exactly what makes racing through Mexico in a 911 so much fun.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
like
can
going on
you
a
can
forest
race
road.
you can race basically anything in that. It just has to be older than 1972, I think. Some mid 70s. It has to be old. But you can race American stuff whatever you want. It just has to be, I think it's 1972. And that race is supposed to be spectacularly amazing because the roads are closed for the race, but they're just the locals don't care. So you'll just come ripping around a corner and there's like donkeys and like you're just constantly dodging people. And so
think
it's like a real life video game.
I think that's a different race. Because this one has like a brand new Porsche 911 in a picture.
Yeah, it says this is air Porsche 911 and other cool air cooled V dubs
or other air cooled. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do know the race you're talking about, Koi. Well, I mean, I don't know it, but I've heard about it and seen it, and like, yeah, it's legit where they're racing through these towns going sideways, and I agree. I feel like that's totally like what you do in the video games. You smash through the fruit cart and bananas go everywhere. I don't know if you get nitro boost when you crash through the fruit cart or what, but
You yell 10 points.
I'm pretty sure the Carrera Panamera has like a. I gotta look now.
well, maybe they opened it up. Maybe they opened it up to newer cars or something. The Mexican Road Race was from 1950 to 1954. I wonder if this is a new version.
This is only 35 years old.
I don't know.
And the website's in Spanish, so I can't read any of it.
Yeah, I can't either. Well, let's leave on that note. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We enjoy the comments. Andy, this was a great one for you to tune into.
Except
glad
you
you were
probably
here.
missed the news.
Thanks to everybody who checks in with us weekly and watches us and hangs out. And we appreciate you who just listen to the podcast, even if you can't make it to our live shows. If you get the opportunity, make sure you try to share us with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Those people in Australia who are stuck on that continent and don't know what else to do. And also, God bless America.
Don't forget to visit Patriot Patch and join the Patch of the Month Club. Check out our Gaia affiliate link for up to 40% off. Also, don't forget to head over to Warren Medical Gear Outfitters and Colby Valve to see all their great gear. We're a proud part of the Firearms Radio Network. Got a comment or question? Send it to us through our webpage at firearmsradio.net or through our social media channels by searching for Offroad Podcast. Also, you can listen to us live at overlandradio.com Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific. When off-road, please remember to have fun, tread lightly, be safe, and courteous. Thanks for listening.
So 73 is the newest car you can have in the race. They do an exhibition class that is not a competition where you just drive it and you can have as new a vehicle as you want, not racing.
Gotcha. Okay.